Ladies and gentlemen, happy Tuesday. Let's buy a home. It's amazing artwork, right? I am selling my artwork soon. So today we're going to talk to you about how to buy a home. Now, in this market, there's only in Riverview 106 homes in inventory. That is unbelievably low, right? Yeah, there's new construction homes, but I mean, there was times 2, 3 years ago, there was 800, 900 homes. There is 106 homes as of today before this video. So a lot of times we get people asking, how can I buy a home? I keep getting outbid. You know, every time I go there, it's already gone. So we are going to give you some tips. So get a pen, paper. If you can type fast, record this, share this, whatever the case may be. And I'm going to give you tips on how to get the house that you want, the way you should do it, the way you should have your agent handle it as well, and a bonus at the end. Okay, number one, stop using Zillow. My God, I talk about this all the time. When you go on Zillow, you're looking at an aftermath of somebody putting it on MLS and then going to Zillow. And then you're going to Zillow and then you're clicking on Zillow and it's going to another agent and it's not going to the listing agent or the seller, and you're wasting your time. I'll put an example. When I sold my investment property, I had 75 showings. Almost every one of them were buyers that contacted another agent through Zillow, because Zillow sells the information to other agents. So it didn't go to me direct. It went to other people, and they came in, and I had buyers coming 2, 3 weeks later, and they'd be like, yeah, I sent a request for it a week ago. That's what happens when you use it. So what you should do is contact an agent, and we can put you on a search criteria. So what happens is you're looking for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, under $200,000, let's say. We fill in all the criteria. We enter your information, and we put it for ASAP, which means the second a house comes on the market, when an agent enters that information in MLS, it automatically emails it to you, and then you can call your agent right away. This house came out on the market right away. Number two, brings me to the next point. You need to make sure you're working with someone that does this full time. You need to be able to call your agent. They're like, yep, let's do it. Let's rock and roll. Bam. You need to be on top of this. In this market, things are moving like this, right? So the fast workers, the hard workers, the go-getters, they're the ones getting these houses. I just met a couple the other day in an open house, and I said, look, you work with me, I'll get you a deal. They called me at 9 at night while I was eating a delicious meal. And they said, we love this property, just came on the market. I literally called the agent. The listing agent was just as hard worker as me, shout out, and we put the deal together right then and there, right? So that's the whole point, is that we got there before it really went on the market the next day. It was on the market, but it was a late night listing. So you need that hardworking agent. Okay, number three, most importantly, okay? Why should the seller take your offer when there might be multiple offers? Stop coming in low and you're trying to play games, and you know, we have these buyers that are like, oh, you know, the house is 200, offer them 195. It's ridiculous. If you love the house, give them what they want. Now, as a bonus, me as an agent, you are hiring me to find you the house that you want to live in. You want to start memories. Maybe it's an investment. Whatever the case may be, my job is to get you that house, right? So I will, if I'm competing with a lot of offers, I'll tell the agent, take $1,000 of my commission, give it back to the seller. Take $2,000 of my commission, give it back to the seller. That's what I do for my clients if it's a bidding war and I have to do it. So I'll say, you as the buyer, you got to come in strong, and I'm going to help you out as well. And that's what we do. This is the difference. This is why we sell 150 plus homes a year. Average person maybe 30, 40, 150 plus. Because we go way above and beyond for our clients, whether it's selling or buying, to get them a deal. So when you're buying a house, remember, you're using the as-is contract to protect you. So even though you're coming in full price, you're not obligated to buy the house, but you gotta come in strong. I'll come help you too. Now, you need to get a home inspector, whether you hire your own or you use a recommendation. You gotta get them on the phone and say, I'm making offers, when's your first availability? Because a lot of people don't realize you have an inspection time frame. If you bring that window down, let's say you make it 4 or 5 days, that is really strong in the offer. And I'll explain what that is. If I'm a seller and you make an offer and you say I need 10 or 15 days inspection time frame, I have to pull that off the market, and you have 10 to 15 days to do your inspections and soulfully back out. So let's say on the 10th day or the 15th day, you just don't want it anymore. I just wasted all that time pulling my house off the market. But if you're a buyer and you say 4 days, 5 days, that's a great offer because now I'm only pulling it off for X amount of time. So if you have a home inspector on speed dial and you say, hey, I'm making an offer, when's the quickest availability, you can make an offer and you can even tell the seller, look, I already got my inspector ready to rock and roll. He's going to go in there tomorrow, the next day. It's a strong, super strong offer to do that. So these are the tips. Here's the bonus tip. This is what makes us completely different. Let's say you love a certain neighborhood. We'll just use Summerfield, for instance. And you're like, I'm looking for a 2-story, and that's the area I want. Drive around, and if you see a house that you love, write down the addresses. I love, 1, 2, 3, this street, 4, 5, 6, whatever. And then you're going to give us the information. We're going to find out if it's the square footage, the bedrooms, all that. If you love it, you can contact, or us, because we don't charge you, the seller of that house and say, hey, look, by any chance, do you want to sell your house? I'm not looking to list your house. I'm not looking to put it on the market. I don't need all that. I have a buyer that's interested. Do you know how many times a seller was like, yeah. I actually had a seller one time say, if your buyer wants it, I'll sell it. I was thinking about it. But if they don't, then I'm just, that the conversation's over. I don't want to put it on the market or anything. Yeah, no problem. That's how you don't realize that at that moment so when you're driving around and you see a house that you like, even if it's a 1% chance, it's better than waiting for that house to go on the market and now you're competing with everybody. So that right there can make you, and by the way, I bought a house like that. I door knocked. And I was like, hey, do you want to sell? Hey, do you want to sell? Hey, do you want to sell? And I found someone else like, yeah, I want to sell. So at the end of the day, that's a great tip if you want to go and take that extra time. But you got to find an agent that works and it will take that extra time to help you as well. It's a different kind of market. This is a hard market right now for buyers, but you can get the houses if you take my advice. You find that agent. I mean, one thing, I'm not saying anything that drives me nuts, but man, yesterday somebody asked for a recommendation on Facebook for agents. I mean, it was like 5 billion agents, and like half of them don't even do it full time. It's like, this is a different market. When you're selling, it's easy. When you're buying, it's tough. Take my advice. If you have any other questions, please let me know. I know this is a long one, but I gave you guys a lot of information. Share this. Let's buy a house. Take some art lessons. Look, someone's texting me right now. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Happy Tuesday. Kerin, coming soon.